What's up YouTube? Jared RedRacer video bringing you another one today. Today's video, guys, part 2 of the Making a Monster series, about how we made my 1,000 wheel horsepower twin turbo Camaro, the parts that are on it, and just how we went about it. Today's part, guys, is throttle bodies. Throttle bodies do a lot more than people think. I think it's one of the most overlooked parts on the car. Not a big power part, but definitely something that's important to the equation. So we're jumping into throttle bodies. We're doing that right now. Once again, everybody, thanks for joining the channel again today. If this is your first time on the channel, this is a channel about car stuff. I am a car guy, always have been, always will be. My current vehicle is a 2016 1SS twin turbo Camaro. I've named her Lola. She's about 1,000 wheel, just under 1,000 wheel. I think we will get there. 1,000 wheel horsepower twin turbo forged bottom end monster. I firmly believe she's one of the best, if not the best 6th gen Camaros out there. And this is basically right now a series about going through the parts that are on the car, where I showcase, kind of show you the way we've done it, explain to you why I think the Camaro is in rarefied air. So with all the stuff that I just said, if this is your first time on the channel, guys, and this sounds like something you guys want to be into or something you might be interested in, please, guys, hit the like button, go down and hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell next to subscribe so you get notified when I have new videos. And if you got any other gearheads that you think might be into this, I would love you forever if you would send this video their way. But without further ado, guys, jumping right into it. Throttle bodies. I'm starting to be into tuning. I'm teaching myself to tune. And one of the coolest things that I found right out of the gate is just how important a throttle body is. I've always been a car guy. I've always been a gearhead. I kind of knew a throttle body was important, obviously. But it's pretty cool to really get into the nuts and bolts of exactly how the car works. Real quick, brief synopsis. I don't want to give you guys a tuning lesson, but your throttle body is like one of the major key components to the car's tuning, to how everything works. It's all based off of TPS, or throttle position sensor. So you've got a mass airflow sensor that tells the car how much air is coming into the engine. Your throttle position sensor telling the computer how much throttle you're giving it or how open the blade is. And then it does a bunch of calculations based on that information and information from your O2 sensors, getting a lot of really good information from the car so it knows exactly how much air, exactly how much fuel, gives it a lot of information. So throttle bodies, super crucial. I don't want to say that they're overlooked, but I don't think a lot of people maybe give them enough love. This video is going to be about my throttle body, which is the VMAX ported throttle body. VMAX ported throttle body, for those that aren't aware, this is basically just a stock throttle body. They port the inside of the intake, the throttle body. They're not porting, they're not making the opening any bigger. They're just moving the material away from the opening and helping that air move more efficiently through the throttle body. So it will get more air into the car. It will create a little more power. It will give improved throttle response, but it's not doing it by way of opening up the throttle body. It's just helping that air move through more efficiently. On a non-boosted application, non-supercharged, non-turbocharged, non-procharged, whatever, you're probably gonna see 10 horsepower, 10 foot-pounds of torque. It's pretty consistent. I've seen them as low as like 8, but typically it's like anywhere from 8 to 15. So to be on the kind of general, or on the, what's the word I'm looking for here? On the reserve side, or without overstating, I'm gonna call it 10 and 10, and that's pretty solid. So this isn't, again, guys, you guys are gonna feel a bunch of power from. You're not gonna get in the car right after adding this mod and say, oh my gosh, it's way faster. You are definitely going to feel improved throttle response. So I do believe that the car feels faster because of that. You ask for a little bit, it gives it to you much quicker. But as far as like, you know, quarter-mile times and all those kind of things, not one of your best mods for things like that. Still, however, I'm going to say it's one of the most crucial mods. It's something you definitely need to do, especially in my car in a boosted application where it's pushing even more air and trying to get even more air through. If I can help that air get through the throttle body more efficiently or more effectively, it's going to be good for me. So, you know, in a car like mine, I'm going to guess that the gains are more like, you know, probably 20, 25 horsepower. I might be overstating a little bit, and that's fine. I'm not here to argue semantics, but with a supercharger, or sorry, a turbocharger or 2 turbochargers trying to push that air through, and a better intake manifold, which will be the next video. Spoiler alert, guys, my next video is the intake manifold that's on the car. But with all the other things that we're doing, I'm pretty confident that throttle body's worth more than 10 for me. So real quick, I'm gonna flip the camera around, just kind of show you a couple of the quick basics, hit on a few more key points. All right, so like I mentioned, one of my favorite parts about this throttle body, guys, is that it is factory. So this is your factory connections, your factory connection here, which I think the Nick Williams probably has the same connection, but factory motor, factory everything. So as far as your car knows, this is about as simple as it's gonna get as far as gaining a little bit of power from porting out the material around the opening on this and still having everything in here just work well with the car. So not to say that adding anything like a Nick Williams 102, a bigger throttle body or anything like that would cause you any problems, but it can make things a little more complicated for your tuner. So Super simple modification, guys. If you were to replace one of these, there's 4 bolts. One here, one below, and then a connection right here. So as far as installing your modification, this is one of the easiest modifications you'll ever make. Now, while for me that's not nearly as critical because I don't do any of my own wrenching, for a lot of people that is a big deal. You know, it's a $350 modification that takes 4 bolts and a plug to install. So not just for the cost, not just for the bang for your buck, but for ease of installation, I think this is one of the first and one of the best modifications you can make. I mentioned again, you're not going to see like quarter mile times decrease. You're not going to see big dyno numbers from it. But 10 and 10 is a decent little gain for the money. And the biggest thing, like I said, you guys are going to get is throttle response. So in my car, obviously, I'm pushing a lot more air through. Again, it's making a lot more power than that. But that is the next piece of the puzzle, guys. So that's it. This video is simple. Throttle bodies, that's it. That's the one we've used, the VMAX ported throttle body. Got this from JDP. Link in the description if you guys want to go after one of these things. JDP are amazing people. More than willing to help. Very, very knowledgeable. Super expertise. I mean, this is just all they do. Late model GM is their thing. So whether it be Corvettes, Camaros, trucks, Cadillacs, CTSVs, things like that, this is all they do. They're familiar. They pick these pieces, so I pick these pieces. So go down in the description, click on the link to learn more about it or to get one. Next video coming up, and you can see it here behind me, the G1 Pro intake manifold for the car. A lot of big gains, a lot of cool things to go over there. The numbers on it are fairly staggering, and I am really happy with the piece. So be sure you guys tune in for the next one. Stick around because the manifold video is coming right after this. I'm actually going to record it now and just edit it later, put it up in a few days. So thanks again, guys, so much for watching. I could not do this without you guys. The channel is growing. My spirits are growing along with it, and it's just been a really cool journey. So I'm excited to keep going with this stuff, and I'm very happy to have you guys along the way. Thanks so much for everything you guys have done. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next Red Racer video.